If you would have invested $1,000 in JP Morgan in 1882, you'd be dead today. And once you're done having a little laugh about that, realize anthropologists have suggested that you will be forgotten in 3 generations. If you don't believe me, then ask yourself, how well do you really remember your, say, great-grandfather? And I've got to admit, my own recollection of my great-grandfather is really hazy. And even if you do remember yours, do you really remember him well enough such that you would be able to pass it on to your child so that that would be remembered in future generations? When you think about it, what's more important than return on investment is your return on time invested in your life and what you return to others. What's your return on life? It's from living well and having a positive impact on as many other people as you can. Think about your place on your family tree. You are like a conduit with voltage that runs through you. What gets channeled through you? What gets amplified and what's going to be lost? Is there any institution or value that died with you, or did you pass it on? There's good news here. You're the one that gets to cast the vote with your action. You become exemplary. In this world of 8 billion people, you will influence every human that you have a substantial interaction with. We all have this moral battleground inside of us each day as well. What you do, the world sees more of, the world experiences more of. When you think about how fleeting and ephemeral life really is, it can make you pensive and melancholy to reflect on your own mortality, or it can be a tremendous motivator. And you know, I can't help but think that realistically, almost every person is soon forgotten because they never did anything worth remembering. They lived a safe life. A lot of this can be centered around selling their time for money at a job that they didn't like, or being concerned about these trivial things like making sure the floor mats in their car get washed and cleaned the right way, or bigger things like putting off vacations of a lifetime, or never even considering their full potential, like they would only put a visit to outer space on their bucket list and never really try to do those sorts of things, or oh, that's far-fetched, or oh, that would never be me. Most people get used to this settling in life. When you were 12 years old and thought about your adult life, I'll tell you one thing that you never thought, oh yeah, someday I'm going to go out there and live a small life. You never thought that back then. So I hope that you didn't let that happen. I hope that that's not your chosen path, because these things are chosen. You know, I recently had a friend invite me on this beautiful mountain adventure hike, but I thought that I had to go do something else instead. So I was just gonna stick around home. I had to move some funds around and initiate a wire transfer for the next investment that I wanted to get into. So I almost told that friend, no, I can't go on the hike. I wanna get into this investment today and I have some domestic things to do. But I caught myself just in time. I turned that around and decided to go on the adventure instead. I made the investment later, but I didn't postpone the real opportunity that was right in front of me. I mean, really, investing funds, that's just a claim on the future in the hope that I can buy back that time later to have such an adventure in the future. Too much postponing is an over-reliance on hope. Instead, I live my best life today because I could. Eckhart Tolle said it well in The Power of Now. Most humans are never fully present in the now because unconsciously they believe that the next moment must be more important than this one, but then you miss your whole life, which is never not now. I mean, there's something to be said for delayed gratification, no doubt about it, but the risk with too much delayed gratification is denied gratification. Living well and helping others is infinitely more important than the Fed's interest rate decisions, or housing prices, or rents, or interest rates, or the direction of inflation. It is all so inconsequential amidst the backdrop of what really matters. We don't really want money. We want money to buy us time for things like peace, joy, happiness, expression, love, freedom, a sense of significance, and hopefully goodness too. And I'll admit, I almost forgot that on one recent day. What meaningful things are you really doing with your time? That is your life after all, because your very life is made up of chapters of time. The evanescence of your life shouldn't be sad. This is good. You get to choose. All you can control is the next decision that you make. What's your return on life?